So before we start this video, I am not in my usual filming space and I'm sick. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I am. But I wanted to get this really quick video up, and as you can tell, I wanted to join in on the reading 17 books in 2017 challenge. I'm entering quite late, I know. I've seen a few people do this in my subscription box. I know Amanda D is one. I know somebody else does it too that I follow, but I'm not sure who it is at the moment. But if you didn't know, reading has always been a huge passion of mine ever since I was a little kid. Um, the summer when I was 14 years old, I read 80 books in one summer. And I don't know what happened over the years, but after I finished high school, I don't want to say my love for reading fizzled out, but I just read some books that I wasn't really interested in, and therefore I just kind of stopped reading, but I did start to miss it a lot. And within the past, I think I would say like about a year now, I've been trying to get back into the groove of things, and I have been reading more often than I was in previous years. And I do have a Goodreads account, which I will link in the description if you would like to follow me there. And I kind of use that as a platform to keep myself accountable. My goal on my Goodreads account is to read 10 books this year, but because of this challenge, I am going to be raising it to 17. And we are in the middle of April, and I'm only in the middle of my third book for the year, so I really need to kick my ass into gear to finish 17 books. Now, the first book that I finished this year was 1984 by George Orwell. I really enjoyed this book. That's really all I can say about it. The second book that I actually just finished last night was Mommy Dearest by Christina Crawford. I grew up watching the Mommy Dearest movie, and actually for the longest time did not know that it was based off of a book that Christina Crawford had written. And once I found that out, I had to read the book. I don't think they print this book anymore. I had to buy this off of Amazon used, so I'm not sure that this is still being published, but you can find copies on eBay and Amazon for quite cheap if you want to read it. And the book that I am currently reading is When I Was Puerto Rican by Esmeralda Santiago. If you don't know, my family also comes from Puerto Rico, and it's something that I take a lot of pride in, so I thought this would be a book. I think this is a trilogy. So I thought that this would be a series that I really enjoyed, and so far I am really enjoying this book. As for my reading preferences, when I was a teenager and like a preteen, obviously I loved reading YA, and I do have some YA books that I plan on reading in the near future, but recently I've been finding myself getting into memoirs, like Mommy Dearest was, and When I Was Puerto Rican, they're both memoirs. I also really love reading books about, historical kind of things. When I was in sixth grade, I had to read The Diary of Anne Frank for school, and that instantly became one of my favorite books. So much so that I don't know where it is now, my original copy, but a few months ago I did repurchase that book to read, and that's going to be the next book that I read after this one that I'm currently reading. And I also purchased another book about the Holocaust. Something about that whole time period just really, I don't want to say fascinates me because I feel like that sounds bad, but it's always been really intriguing to me to read Holocaust stories and stuff like that. So I'm sure the books that I'm going to be reading this year are mostly memoirs and books about, historical things. I have some books I read when I was younger that I really want to reread. I love Harry Potter. Anybody who is close to me knows how much I love Harry Potter. I read that entire series. I don't have all of the books anymore. I think I might have lost two of the books, so I will have to repurchase them, and I will have to look for the ones that I still have. But I do plan on rereading that entire series. Hopefully that will take place sometime this year, because I didn't read it when I was a kid like most people did. I read it in high school, but I grew up watching the movies, and Harry Potter is just something that I absolutely love. And I don't really like to read books off of like a Kindle or anything like that. Just because for me, when I read, It's because I find that I'm getting too sucked into my computer or too sucked into my phone, Instagram, and social media and stuff like that. So when I read, it's kind of to unplug from technology and the internet and social media. So I don't personally like to read on Kindles and things like that. So, I like to read hard copy books. So, and I also don't like to borrow books from the library either, just because if I really, really like a book, I want to keep it. I don't want to give it back. I want to keep it. I want it to be mine. I have a pretty lengthy wish list on the Barnes& and Noble website. I haven't actually been to a Barnes& and Noble store in years. My dad actually used to take me shopping for books around every 2 weeks or so, and that was my favorite thing to do. I absolutely loved getting absolutely lost in a bookstore, looking at all the books, reading some of the books. So hopefully I can do that soon, but for now, I order my books off of the Barnes& and Noble website, and I have a pretty lengthy wish list. So hopefully I will be able to buy some of those books and get to them soon as well, because there are some books that I really, really would like to read. And I actually do want to get into reading YA again. I know that some people think that YA is too childish and stuff, but honestly, I don't see any problem with grown adults reading YA novels. Reading has always been a passion of mine, and I feel like nowadays it's kind of comes secondary to my makeup passion, and I really want to change that. And hopefully, this 17 books in 2017 will change that for me. So, I am excited. I will try to update every month. I don't know if that's really going to happen though, because some days I read a lot and some days I don't read at all. So it's going to really depend on how much progress I have to tell you guys about. But I will try to update you guys often nonetheless. And again, I will link my Goodreads in the description if you guys would like to follow me there. And I will see you on my next video. Bye!